My friends, good evening. Ayin Thropos here. I would like to tell you that the non-stop Moggins video, which is a video that I basically interviewed Randy Moggins, the survivor, the quote-unquote superhero, super soldier. Some of the most compelling information that I have personally been involved with, you know, revealing or delivering to the public. And Randy was on a roll, and so was I. And we were just working off of one another with a lot of observations and a lot of current events. And Randy Moggins is definitely a thorn in the side of the powers that be, and he's somebody who just won't stop. And neither will I. Now, Randy's got a much larger audience than I do. And it's been noted that, or at least one of my psychics believe that my audience has been artificially, suppressed as far as views and stuff like this on YouTube. And we get a lot of views. But, looking at many different situations, handlers in his life, handlers in my life, different things that have come about, and also celebrities and music stars. This stuff is real. I mean, I do not know if cloning centers, celebrity cloning centers, a la Donald Marshall, I don't know if that's real or if that's some type of reality that's taking place on the astral plane, or if Donald Marshall is somehow some type of a disinfo agent. I do not know that. The only reason I bring that up is because it's one of the more, off the wall, just bizarre stories. But I can tell you that my own personal connection to Hollywood through one of my personal handlers it's just bizarre. You talk about so many degrees of separation. My good friend of mine, who's either a handler of mine or definitely was, I guess maybe still is. She helped judge the Academy Awards year before last. Last year, less than a year ago, last New Year's Eve, she attended a very private party, a New Year's Eve party, Julia Roberts' New Year's Eve party. And I've had one of my psychics take a look at a particular picture from this event, and she has all types of impressions from it, thinking, oh my gosh, it's definitely some type of ritual, some Illuminati ritual or something like this, with even, ideas or, thinking that there's some reptilian shape-shifting going on. And I do admit there are some weird things in the picture. But then again, is my psychic crazy? No, I don't think she's crazy. But then again, she has weird ideas. My psychic is telling me these things, and then she said, "Oh, well, yes, also that I'm having, remember, it's not me, but her, as having, and she's an incredibly beautiful woman herself, that she has had some type of experiences with my friend and with Julia Roberts, involving sex rituals and stuff like this." I mean, it's just bizarre. How real are these experiences? Well, we know these people really exist. We know that they really are Hollywood movie stars, and that people really do know them, and sometimes date them and have experiences with them, or are working with them or for them. It's real people make movies. Those credits, and then the IMDb International Movie Database, all that stuff is real. But there may be also be people in there that are maybe manufactured. And then there's the whole idea about the stand-ins or people that are replaced. As Cardi B, is Cardi B that we have now? Is it the real Cardi B? Paul McCartney. Okay, that's a perfect example. We know, it does not take very much research to learn that the man that we grew up with, knowing as that we knew as Paul McCartney, is not Paul McCartney. It's some other dude, some guy that's actually a more talented musician than Paul McCartney. They've even got a nickname for him. It's Fall. It's Fall McCartney. So it's all very bizarre, all very, very strange. Now, as I enter another stage of my life, that's a perfect word to stage, like a rocket stage or like a rock and roll stage or a theatrical stage or something's being staged, or even on a construction site, you stage the installation. I have a flooring company now, just kind of out of the blue, just kind of happened to run into this guy who just kind of happens to be one of the best master tile setters in the state of Texas, where we met in jail. I was in jail for about 6 weeks, somewhat recently, this year. And I met this guy, and we just got to talking, and we decided to start a flooring business. And now I've just got all these contracts, government contracts, big convenience stores, hospitals, military bases. Just I don't because of my hard work, right? I mean, I've been in the flooring industry for like 2 months. Okay, we're getting contracts like you wouldn't believe. Listen, we work our fingers to the bone, work very hard. And yes, Austin, Texas is on fire. There's lots of construction going on here. There's, all of this can ostensibly be explained, and it is explained, and it is real. But it's also helping my personal situation, and it's also helping a situation wherein I am now in the process of falling in love with a woman, an amazingly beautiful woman. That's a theme that's been going on with me really my entire life, but I mean especially lately in the last couple of years. That is somehow something they use against me, I guess, or use with me, for me, whatever. Amazingly beautiful women. I mean, and look at me, okay? I'm not all that, all right? I'm not, the greatest catch or whatever you want to call it. I was a good-looking young man. I was real good-looking back in the day. I remember this specifically. And that's true. But and I try to stay in shape and stuff like this. But a lot of this stuff just doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, right here I am, wearing this t-shirt here. I, for whatever reason, me personally, I don't date a lot, but when I do date, it's with the most beautiful women in the world. I cannot stress that enough. The most beautiful women in the world are somehow interested in me. Some of them are friends. Some of them are love interests that I, or wish they were love interest, maybe, met them on, and yes, they have these dating sites and everything like this, and we all know that. It's just a lot of things don't add up. But what they do add up to is a more than a narrative. There's a process. There's something going on. Whatever this thing is, this matrix, I am being, I would say, given a role, or a role is being thrust upon me. But this is not new news. I have had programming within me since I was 6 years old. There's there are to be, according to this plan that I have in my head, that I don't know how it got there, there are to be 4 stages of my life. And right now I'm in the third stage, which basically you're looking at a man right here on this screen, wherever you are, whenever you're looking at this video. The human being that you're looking at right now is a man who's comes from an unusual family and who has had an unusual life, although seemingly not too remarkable, from an outsider's perspective. But I'm someone who is in the process of becoming famous. In other words, as you're watching this video, I'm either, and of course that's all subjective. What is famous? Who's not? I could maybe tell you who all the heavy metal, stars are, but I can't even name one professional football player currently. Somebody who's currently playing professional football right now, I have no idea. I wouldn't even begin to know their names, or professional basketball or something like that. I mean, I could, Kobe Bryant or whatever. Is he still playing basketball? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. All right, that's not um, my cup of tea. So this whole, even the very concepts and the machinations and the machines of celebrityhood are very strange. The way that all of that works. Music is huge. Yeah, music. I'm now starting to realize that the music industry is control of the music industry is as important, if not more important, than control of the movie industry. Which anyone who's been in the truther community for any amount of time realizes that yes, it's very important. In control of the movie industry. We have this idea that the world, so to speak, was policed or dominated or controlled by the U.S. military, which of course is true. But it wasn't the U.S. military that conquered the world. Oh no, it was Hollywood. Our movies, our perceived and created culture is what conquered the world. But even behind that, our language, and I'm speaking about the language of English. The English language is a weaponized language. I am speaking English to you right now. I'm someone who only speaks one language. I can understand a little bit of Spanish or whatever. I'm from Texas, so I have a heavy, West Texas accent. But I am a master of the English language, a weaponized language. I am a master orator. I am someone who has the gift of gab, so to speak. This is something I don't understand either. I My words are powerful. I can speak to people. I can speak to groups of people. In the public, going around in public or whatever, you don't know exactly how you may be seen. This they see. How did you, what kind of day are you having? Or how are you seen? Today, how are you seen right now in this very moment? Well, in my day-to-day life, um, I may be seen, in 1,000 different ways. Who knows? The other people are having the experience of, you know, beholding me, or I'm beholding them, the observer, they're observing. But there's always a dramatic change in their perception of me when I open my mouth and start speaking. It's like, what? Um, but then your mind adapts to it, and then boom, everything's back to normal again. You've put me in another pigeonhole box. Oh, okay. Well, this is some variation of this or that. The human being. So, not really wanting to get off track there. I know I'm kind of going around in a circuitous. I, and by the way, don't think that the irony has not or has escaped me of the of where I live now in my luxury townhome that I was advised to buy. I paid a lot of money for it, $250,000 cash. And I live on a rhetoric way. So I say tomato, you say tomato. Is it rhetoric or is it rhetoric? I don't know. But over here where I live in this edition, all of the streets are named after literary. They have literary themes, I guess you'd say. I'm on the corner of rhetoric and adage. Oh, that old adage. What was that old adage? Oh, yes, as the wise man said this, thus spake Zarathustra, right? Come on, man. So it's very fascinating. I am someone who's been cursed with an ability to see things. And I'm not talking about see visions or see people's naked bodies under their clothes, like, x-ray vision like Superman or anything like this. I have been given an ability to see things for the way they are, the reality of things. No, I don't claim that I can penetrate into. I can see the reality of everything. That's not true. But it's compared to your normal human being, yes, absolutely, absolutely. The amount of looking into these things, the ability to look into these things, it's not intelligence. It's something else. I'm not sure what it is, and I've spoken with other people that are kind of like-minded who are like me, and they don't really have a name for it either. But yeah, whatever it is, we're good at that. Seeing the truth. We're in the truther community, right? So anyway, what to make of it? I don't know. Is there an Illuminati? You bet your sweet ass. There is an Illuminati. It's This has been going on for a very long time. A very long time. We're getting indications that people are reborn into this world and reborn into and cast in different roles and different jobs. And I can tell you that I do not have any past life experiences, save one. One. It's not a memory. It's not a past life memory. It's more like I'd just say a category of memories, and this category could be called blood. Up to your motherfucking ankles, blood, very slippery. The smell of horse shit, the groans of men dying, the clamoring of swords, the shouting, the yelling, the cursing, the stabbing, the slicing, the piercing, the chopping, the bones, the blood, the, the stuff of guts, body parts, just blood up to your ankles. These are the type of jobs that they have given me traditionally. I've been repeatedly put into the role of conqueror, warrior, warlord, something like this. I don't know. I don't have the memories. I can't remember these things. But the blood is with me. The blood is on me. The blood. I'm trying to tell you something here. I'm trying to express a mystery. And I'll tell you absolutely there's a connection with the blood. I don't know what it is. You don't know, huh? So don't act like you do, because then something bad might happen to you. And I'm talking to you. Oh.